So we need, I've got the recipe right here. We need a medium bowl, and we need to whisk all this stuff together. We need sugar and salt with paprika. What kind of paprika? Smoked paprika. Got cayenne pepper and smoked paprika. We also need garlic powder, onion powder, and ground cumin and dry. We've got onion and cumin. We need dried oregano and ground mustard. All right, where did we put the dried mustard? Right here? Dried mustard, ground mustard. All right, cool. Let's move everything over to here. All right. So we are going to, oh, hello. We are going to add the stuff. First, we need 3 tablespoons of sugar and spice and everything nice. 3 tablespoons of sugar, so that's 1. Ooh, the sugar's like scrapier than I expected. Keep in mind that the sugar will make it a little bit more of a problem. I'm also getting another half one, just because I never got a full one. So, you know, we'll say a half to make up for that. And now we'll take that and shut the sugar. Next is 2 teaspoons of salt. Dang, that's a lot of salt. My bad. I spilled it everywhere. Oops. Sorry, Mom. I spilled salt. It's just everywhere. Alright, 1.5 teaspoons of paprika. Why is everything like... It's so sucky because it's all like... this is cumin. This is cumin, so we're doing it first now. Am I allowed to, like, dip into it if it has stuff on it already?
Just make sure it's not wet.
Oh, it's not wet. Sorry. Oh, the paper's gonna be wet. Oh god, oh this is so, it's so smelly. Alright, so we need 1.5. No, it's 1 of cumin. Alright, next is 1 teaspoon of oregano. Does anyone know what an oregano is? I don't. Apparently it's this. It just looks like leaves. Now we need ground mustard. Oh lord. Okay guys, so post-editing me here, right? So like this is me after like recording and stuff, so I'm like going back and editing and looking at everything. So the whole process of me making the powder, it's really, or of me making the rub, it's really simple, but I spend a long time doing it because I'm kind of special sometimes. So, you know, I'm essentially going to sit there and like stare and be like, wait, did I get that right? Wait, did I get that right? Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, no. What? And so I'm just going to do that for like 6.5 billion years. So rather than make you guys sit through that whole thing, I'm just going to probably speed through to where we actually like make the ribs. Because you can buy a spice rub from the store too, by the way. So like, you know, it's not the biggest deal. I will put in the description like how I made it, like what the ingredients actually were. But you know, if you just want to buy a spice rub, that's far easier, and a lot of people do that. If you don't, you want to make it, well, I'll do a time lapse here as to what I'm doing, so you can kind of see like what I did, but it's mostly just gonna be pouring stuff into a bowl.
And spices smell. We need to whisk it together. Where's the whisk? If you were following along at home, it should look like this.
Yeah, change all the fragrances.
Next is remove the membrane, so we can set all of this stuff aside.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a just fully candid warning, alright? So, when I made these, I truly tried to remove the membrane. I tried to do the stuff that it said. I don't know if I did it wrong or whatnot, but it doesn't hurt to have the membrane on. And the membrane, trying to remove that, I spent like 20 minutes on that. That wasted so much time and put me so far behind on making my dad's birthday dinner, which by the way was what this was for. So, to be honest, just don't bother with it, because it doesn't hurt anything. I think it gives like a little bit of a different texture or something, supposedly. I mean, I couldn't tell. I don't eat ribs that often, but they turned out really well. So, overall, I don't think it matters. Just don't waste your time. I will, however, show myself struggling to do it in a little time lapse here, though. Because, let's be honest, it is a little bit funny to watch someone sit there and try to do something for 30 minutes that they can't even do. Also, really quickly, because now that we've gotten to the part where like I'm trying to get off the membrane here. So the recipe that I followed said just like get the knife under the membrane and then just like push it, like, you know, like a lever or whatever, right? And then that's all you have to do. It's simple and very easy. It is not, at least not with the ribs we bought. So just don't worry about it. Although, like, if you're really worried about it, then you can try to do it. But like, it didn't affect anything. We were all fine. Food tasted good.
One big baking pan.
Alright.
Tin foil. Now we are going to move the rib and its 3 friends to the sheet.
Okay, so now that we've moved some of them over to the sheet, I'm going to move the rest of them over in just a second. We're going to set them down here, and then I'm going to season them, as you'll see right here, and then we'll move on to the next step.
Dude, this one is like big and hard to move. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Now then. Spice stuff.
So now we're gonna add.
Ooh, it smells really weird and good, kind of. Oh, it feels really nice though, I'll give it that.
Got more coming.
Oh, it's in my finger now. Oh, that's... I mean, I guess I should have expected that, really. To be honest, but, you know. Because... Okay, this is so weird.
Alright.
Okay, one more thing to add. So, seasoning like this goes and attaches to the meat on the ribs, right? If you're doing it barehanded like I am, which also there's easier ways to do it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to get like my hands all dirty at the beginning, and then later I'll just like get fully into it. But like, essentially, you're made of meat, right? I mean, unless you're like a robot or something, which you could be, I guess. So I guess I can't assume. But, you know, if you're made of meat, which I am, then when you start rubbing the seasoning onto the ribs, it'll get rubbed onto you too. Because it's like a spice rub, right? And so you're seasoning yourself, which just feels really strange. Okay, another really quick thing. I think one of the reasons they wanted you to remove the membrane is because it makes it harder for the spice rub to stick, but it still will, so it's okay. Okay, so now that you're doing just like forever putting the spice rub on it, which also I will say, like, just try to cover everything. Make sure that you have make sure that you've covered all the ribs before you run out of spice rub, because you can always go back like I'm doing here with the extra and cover everything else again, but you don't want to run out. And then yeah, you can just like make sure everything is covered. You can like essentially try to massage it, really. Like, I'm not sure I did great here with that, but yeah. And then after, you're going to want to cover it in aluminum foil so that you can put it in the oven for it to cook. Okay, so yeah, you're just going to want to go ahead and encase all of the ribs in aluminum foil. And then you're just going to want to take it and put it in the oven.
Now then, as you see, pan completely covered.
Wait. Okay.
Stopper?
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't explode. I love you, ribs.
Right. 2 hours.
And now we will return in 2 hours.
Surprise me so time.
Well, that is a smell.
Okay, what do I need to do? Smells good.
Remove foil. I am.
Okay, so now we're just gonna remove the aluminum foil from both sides so that we can look at them. Also, you see how they kind of just look like brownish there? So that's not what they're gonna look like at the end, because you want to put the barbecue sauce on them, which we have Sweet Baby Ray's that you can see sitting next to it. We're gonna put that on there to help with the flavor and also with them looking more like you're used to ribs looking.
Okay.
Okay, so your next step is you're gonna want to coat all of them in barbecue sauce. Just like I'm doing here. There's, like, you know, any way that you can coat them without touching them, because you will burn yourself, so please don't do that. I don't want you to get hurt. But yeah. Okay, so once you put it back in the oven after you have the barbecue sauce on, what you're looking for is you want to see it when the barbecue sauce on top starts bubbling. That's how you know that you can take it out. And then, yeah, you just let it cool and it should be ready.
Cancel. Ow. Frick. Whew. Eh.
Okay, and here we have the final product. As you can see, they look beautiful with the rub and then the barbecue sauce on them. And then you can put more barbecue sauce on them. That's how my family eats them. It's honestly okay either way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope if you try it, it turns out as well as ours did. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.